Hello friends, how are you all? Welcome to this lecture wherein we are going to discuss about urban heat island guys, which is an important topic for UPSC examinations. Now before we actually start, I just wanted to spread the message that guys please subscribe to my channel SIONA IAS Academy, wherein I will be posting videos like this regularly, wherein we'll be covering some of the important topics for the examinations in depth guys. Okay, so if there are any doubts or things, you can write me in the comment section, or you can send me an email as well, wherein like you can mention, like if there is a doubt you can ask me those questions directly, or you can also write to me that what else you would want me to make video on. Okay, so guys, I really wish and I may really want to say all the best to all of you guys. It's a, very it's a prestige examination. I too myself was involved with that examination, but unfortunately didn't went through. So I thought that it would be a good platform to share some of that knowledge with you guys. And since I am also very much passionate about teaching and explaining things, so it is kind of matching my passion as well. So that's why I thought that I would start this channel guys, and I would post videos on important IS topics regularly. So please do subscribe to my channel. It's again Siona IS Academy, and you can find it in YouTube. So guys, this is first lecture on urban heat island, which is an important topic for UPSC. So let's get started with this right away. Now, guys, just I want to put a note that I would be speaking in Hindi also sometimes, okay, because just for our listeners who are actually more comfortable with Hindi, so I would try to explain the concept in Hindi as well. So let's start with this concept first. So, what is urban heat island? Urban heat island are basically urban areas which are significantly warmer than the surrounding rural area, and the important point to consider is that this phenomena is mainly because of human activities. Okay, so अर्बन हीट आइलैंड्स जनरली कैसे होते हैं, जैसे अगर आपको मैं बताऊं, नोएडा है, जैसे नोएडा इज अ सिटी. ओके, एंड यू वुड सी दैट नोएडा कंपेयर टू इट्स रूरल एरियाज जो एक सिटी को सराउंड करके रखते हैं, उनके मुकाबले नोएडा काफी गर्म है. मतलब यू वुड सी दैट ड्यूरिंग द समर टाइम एंड ऑल, Noida's temperatures are more as compared to the surrounding areas which are surrounding Noida city. Okay, so that concept is known as urban heat island guys. Okay, so since Noida is an urban area, so since that urban area is more warmer as compared to its surrounding rural area, so this phenomena is called as urban heat island. Okay, so is it clear for all you guys, all of you guys? So I would repeat it again, that urban heat island is a phenomena wherein urban areas like modern cities like Noida, you have Gurgaon, Faridabad, right? You can take any city, Bangalore for such example, which show a higher temperature as compared to the surrounding rural areas. मतलब जो surrounding गांव के areas होते हैं, उनके मुकाबले these areas are, वो ज्यादा गर्म है, ये एरिया ज्यादा गर्म है. ओके, नाउ मैं इसमें एक और बात भी बोलना चाहता हूँ कि हम लोग जब कभी भी बात करते हैं अपने दोस्तों से, हम बोलते हैं यार गांव में तो अभी भी बहुत ठंडक है, वहाँ पे पेड़ की छांव है, वहाँ पे टेम्परेचर काफ़ी कम है. ओके, लेकिन शहरों में द थिंग इज टोटली ऑपोजिट, राइट? शहरों में it's too much warmer and you don't have such shades also, like trees and all that kind of thing guys, right? So that is what is known as an urban heat island. Now, one of the this is one of the major problems associated with rapid urbanization. We are seeing that slowly, these rural areas are going away and people are, migrating to these urban cities for work, for earning their livelihood and stuff like that. So this process, as we all know, is known as urbanization, right? And it is taking place quite, fast. It's proceeding very fastly, actually. So So as a result of which this problem, urban heat island, has become a major problem because of this rapid urbanization. Why? Because these rapid urbanization give rise to these urban areas, and urban areas are showing this higher temperature as compared to the rural areas that used to be there. Now we are going to look into the reasons behind this phenomena, but for the time being I just want you to know that it's a major problem that is associated with rapid urbanization, and it is mainly due to human activities, guys, right? So whatever we as a human do, so it is majorly because of that. Now, this phenomena was first investigated and described by Luke Howard in 1810. Okay, so it's quite an old, phenomena, and just these small information you can just keep it in mind, because sometimes it can come in as one statement, okay, in your multiple choice questions in general studies, and it can just say that this phenomena was described by Luke Howard in 1810, say for example. So you would be clear at that time. So are we clear on this slide, guys, that fine urban heat island is a phenomena wherein urban areas are significantly warmer than the surrounding rural areas, and it is primarily due to human activities. Okay, and so just repeating it in Hindi again. So ये अर्बन हीट एरियाज वो एरियाज होते हैं जो टिपिकली सिटीज हैं, जैसे नोएडा, फरीदाबाद, गुड़गांव, और ये सिटीज अपने सराउंडिंग मतलब उसके चारों तरफ जो गांव के एरियाज हैं उनके मुकाबले वो काफी गर्म होते हैं, शहर काफी गर्म होते हैं. सो दिस कंसेप्ट इज नोन एज अर्बन हीट आइलैंड, गाइस. Now moving forward, which is an important topic, key what are the causes of this urban heat island. So first thing that I would like to mention over here is that the dark surfaces in urban areas absorb more solar radiation. Okay, now what is the example of dark surface area surfaces in a city or in an urban area? सबसे पहला example that would come in your mind is the roads, right? So the black tar which is used to prepare your roads, okay, like asphalt, concrete, the black color roads, because as compared to rural areas, urban areas are bound to have better roads and more motorized roads, I would say, and it would be basically made up from asphalt, which is a black material. And we know that black surfaces absorb solar radiation more efficiently as compared to white surfaces. And what is this concept called, guys? It is called albedo. What is albedo? Albedo is a concept wherein it is just a kind of a measure, guys, that how much of a solar radiation a particular surface is absorbing, or it is reflecting it back to the atmosphere. So कितने efficiency से कोई भी surface एक solar radiation को absorb कर पा रहा है. अगर मैं आपको सबसे बेस्ट एग्जांपल दूं, white colored ice, right? Snow basically. So snow kind of reflects maximum of the solar radiation that is falling on it back to the atmosphere. Okay, so it has more albedo in that sense. However, surfaces like asphalt roads, the dark colored roads, they have less albedo, so they absorb most of the solar radiation, and they reflect back very less amount of radiation back to the atmosphere. And as a result of which, what happens, these surfaces becomes more heated because they are absorbing more solar radiation. So that is just a additional concept, guys, called albedo. I just want you to keep that in mind. So this is one of the causes. Now what is the second cause? Build buildings, roofs and roads. What is this? So we know that for building the roads, for building the roofs, okay, these dark colored materials like asphalt, concrete and things like that are used, and they are what they are doing, they are reducing the albedo, okay, of the specific area. So more solar radiation is getting absorbed, and as a result of which these areas get more warmer. Now this concept is not available in rural areas in a very large extent, because as I said to you before कि rural areas में उतने ज़्यादा black roads नहीं होते हैं, because they are mostly village roads, okay, which are non motorized. And दूसरा क्या है कि आप rural areas में बड़ी बड़ी buildings एन ऑल इन सब का कंस्ट्रक्शन भी नहीं देखोगे, राइट? यू सी दैट फेनोमेना ओनली इन अर्बन एरियाज. सो दैट इज द वन ऑफ द कॉजेज ऑफ अर्बन हीट आइलैंड, जिसकी वजह से अर्बन एरियाज ज्यादा गर्म होते हैं. ओके गाइस, now coming to the second point, which is lack of evapotranspiration due to lack of vegetation. Okay, now first concentrate on the word evapotranspiration. Evapotranspiration means whenever there is a plant or a tree, say for example, uh, we know that trees, okay, they have roots, okay, which are embedded in the ground. Now जब आप पानी देते हैं एक ट्री को, when you basically water a plant, right? So what happens is that through the transpiration process, okay, most of that water from the roots is actually sucked upwards. Okay, it's sucked upwards. Okay, and when it reaches the leaves of the tree, okay, from there this water kind of evaporates, guys. Okay, and when it evaporates, it actually cools that place. Why? Because for evaporation we need latent heat of evaporation. So it takes that latent heat of evaporation from the surrounding area and it makes it cool. That is called as transpiration, guys. Okay, and evapotranspiration is evaporation plus transpiration. Okay, now what this point says, that lack of evaporation, evapotranspiration due to lack of vegetation. Now you can relate this concept also कि urban areas have less vegetation, right? Because most of the area is used for building buildings, roads and things like that, and nowadays we see very less vegetation in the surrounding areas, right? But in rural areas on the other hand we can see lot of vegetation. ये एक बहुत जनरल पॉइंट है कि आप शहरों में बहुत कम वेजिटेशन देखते हो, बट ऑन द रूरल एरियाज लाइक हमारे गांव में देयर आर मोर वेजिटेशन. एंड हम जानते हैं कि एवापो ट्रांसपिरेशन जो प्रोसेस है वो एरिया को कूल करता है, बिकॉज ट्रीज हैव ए कूलिंग इफेक्ट बिकॉज ऑफ एवापो ट्रांसपिरेशन. और वो प्रोसेस क्या होता है कि जब जड़ें पानी को ऊपर की तरफ खींचती हैं, ओके, और जब ऊपर की तरफ पानी आता है तो वो पत्तों से एवापोरेट होता है. ओके, और जब पत्तों से एवापोरेट होता है तो वो लैटेंट हीट ऑफ एवापोरेशन एब्जॉर्ब करता है अपने सराउंडिंग एटमॉस्फेयर से, जिसकी वजह से वो सराउंडिंग एटमॉस्फेयर ठंडा हो जाता है रिलेटिवली. इसलिए हम कहते हैं कि हमें पेड़ के छांव चाहिए, हमें पेड़ के नीचे थोड़ी ठंडक महसूस हो रही है ना. वो ठंडक तो शेड की वजह से तो होता ही है, बट एवापो ट्रांसपिरेशन इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द रीजन फॉर दैट. इस पॉइंट को आप एक और तरीके से भी सोच सकते हैं कि शहरों में पानी के स्रोत और द वाटर सोर्सेज इन अर्बन एरियाज आर वेरी लेस, गाइज, nowadays, right? Most of the water sources like land, like ponds and rivers that you see in rural areas only. In urban areas there is a very less existence of these ponds and all that kind of stuff. So evaporation, which is a process, like evaporation क्या होता है, when the water kind of evaporates to water vapor by absorbing heat, right? So it's a very basic process. So evaporation भी शहरों में कम है as compared to rural areas, जिसकी वजह से जो कूलिंग इफेक्ट है evaporation का वो नहीं मिल पाता है शहरों को, जबकि इन rural areas it is available. इस वजह से भी urban areas ज्यादा गर्म है as compared to rural areas, guys. Okay, so this point is also clear. So this is another cause of this urban heat island. Now the third point is urban canyon effect. Okay, now ये canyon effect, don't go behind that complex word. I would explain to it in a very simple way. Now I'm going to give an example. If I put some water in a glass, okay, you put some water in a glass and then you put some water on a plate, जिस प्लेट में हम लोग खाना खाते हैं उस प्लेट में आप थोड़ा पानी डालो, you put some water in glass. Now can you guys answer me कि अगर मैं इन दोनों को, if I place both of them over sunlight, which one of the water would evaporate first? कौन सी जगह से पानी ज्यादा जल्दी evaporate हो जाएगा? So आफ्टर सम टाइम थिंकिंग यू वुड आंसर मी दैट कि प्लेट से होगा, और उसका मेजर कारण क्या है? प्लेट का एरिया ग्लास से ज्यादा है. ओके। और जब किसी जगह का एरिया ज्यादा होता है तो इट इज एब्जॉर्बिंग सोलर रेडिएशन मोर एफिशिएंटली, क्योंकि उस पे ज्यादा सोलर रेडिएशन गिर पा रही है पर यूनिट एरिया, राइट, एज कंपेयर टू द ग्लास, जिस वजह से पानी प्लेट से ज्यादा जल्दी एवापोरेट हो जाता है। ओके। इफ यू अप्लाई दिस कंसेप्ट इन अर्बन एरियाज में क्या है, आपके बड़ी बड़ी बिल्डिंग्स हैं, देयर आर मेनी रोड्स, देयर आर मेनी सरफेसेस। ओके। तो आप अगर इन सब बिल्डिंग्स का सरफेस एरिया ले, ओके, you would see that in a small area also, if suppose there are four buildings, then the surface area of that specific area is very much high, because जो whatever buildings area is there, the surface of the building is also accounting as a surface area. So it a urban area has more surface area as compared to rural areas, because rural areas में there are no such tall buildings, no such extra areas like rooftops, like tall buildings जिनमें ग्लास लगे हुए हैं, जो आप देखते हैं आईटी इंडस्ट्री के जो बिल्डिंग्स होते हैं, राइट। सो in urban areas the surface area is more because of these buildings, right? And as a result of which the urban areas absorb more solar radiation as compared to rural areas. ये भी एक कारण है जिस वजह से urban areas warm more as compared to the rural areas. Now coming to the fourth point, ये बहुत easy point है, blocking of winds by buildings. Now we know that how something cools. समथिंग कूल्स बेसिकली हम कहते हैं कि जब हवा चले, वाओ ठंडी ठंडी हवाएं चल रही है, ओके, कूल एयर इज ब्लोइंग, राइट। सो इट इज ए वेरी गुड feeling effect, right? Now in urban areas what happens is that since there are so many tall buildings, there is an obstruction in the flow of the wind. ओके। हम विंड मतलब जब फ्लो करता है, देर आर उनके विंड के रास्ते के बीच में इतने बड़ी बड़ी बिल्डिंग्स खड़ी है, तो विंड कभी उतना एफिशिएंटली फ्लो नहीं कर पा रहा एज कंपेयर टू रूरल एरियाज। लेकिन रूरल एरियाज में जैसे आप फिल्मों में देखते हैं कि कोई सुबह उठे, आप कोई खेत में गए तो आपको ठंडी ठंडी हवाएं की लहरें गुजर रही है, right? So but that's a very rare thing in case of urban areas. In case of urban areas, most of that wind gets blocked because of these buildings and stuff, as a result of which होता क्या है कि अगर कोई जगह पे गर्मी जमा भी हुई है, जैसे सपोज वन एरिया इज गर्म, ओके, if there is no wind there, then that garmi will stay there itself, that heat would stay there itself, right? It would not be dissipated to the nearby areas because there is no wind, there is absolutely no wind. एंड यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड दिस कंसेप्ट फ्रॉम द फैक्ट कि हम कहते हैं कि अरे आज विंड नहीं ब्लो कर रहा है यार, बड़ी गर्मी लग रही है। द वाई इट इज द फैक्ट बिकॉज इफ द विंड इज नॉट ब्लोइंग, देन द हीट ऑफ ए स्पेसिफिक एरिया इज नॉट डिसिपेटेड टू द नियर बाई एरियाज, वो हीट उधर ही रह जाता है। सो दिस इज अनदर कॉज ऑफ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ अर्बन हीट आइलैंड। एंड इसका एक दूसरा इफेक्ट भी है। द इफेक्ट इज कि इफ देयर इन सम एरियाज देयर इज ए पॉल्यूशन, राइट, तो वो पॉल्यूशन भी उधर ही रह जाता है। That pollution is also not dissipated to nearby areas. The reason is because there is no wind, so that pollution is getting accumulated there only. Now I always like examples when I explain something, तो मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ। इफ यू गाइज नो द स्टोरी अबाउट दिल्ली एनसीआर, ओके, जब हरियाणा में फसल कटाई होती है एंड उसको जलाया जाता है, ओके, जो फसल के रिमेनिंग स्टॉक्स रहते हैं जब उनको जलाया जाता है, सो देर इज अ पॉल्यूशन दैट कम्स ओवर दिस दिल्ली एनसीआर एरिया, राइट? एंड इफ द विंड डज नॉट ब्लो, दैट हैज हैपेंड इन सम टाइम्स, सो मैं देख सकता था उस समय अपने घर के बाहर से कि एक सफेद सी धुंध ठहरी हुई है, इट्स नॉट गोइंग अवे, दैट पॉल्यूशन इज स्टेइंग देयर इटसेल्फ इफ देर इज नो विंड एक्चुअली, बिकॉज विंड इज द प्राइमरी फैक्टर दैट डिसिपेट्स द pollution. But in case of urban areas, that facility is also very less. Why? Because urban areas block winds because of these buildings, right guys? So that is another point that you can keep it in mind. And finally, you can also say that waste heat from automobiles, air conditioning, आजकल in urban areas in every house there is an air conditioner, right? people nowadays cannot live without an AC, right? Urban areas has more industry also, which also release heat. Automobiles release heat. These all things are specific to urban areas. In rural areas, you will find very less automobiles, very less air conditioners. I have seen some of the people in, rural areas sleeping outside their house only during the summer days, okay, without any fan or thing like that, because it's still colder as compared to urban areas. But here in urban areas, we need air conditioners, units of consumption they're taking. Then also we don't feel satisfied, right? So waste heat from automobiles, air conditioning, and industry is also one of the causes of this phenomena, guys. So I hope these causes were clear to you. नाउ कमिंग टू व्हाट इज द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ अर्बन हीट आइलैंड, ये कैसे हमें इफेक्ट करता है. सो फर्स्ट थिंग, यू कैन ऑलवेज, नाउ वी कैन रिलेट द पॉइंट्स, व्हाट वी लर्नड इन कॉजेज, वी कैन रिलेट इट टू इम्पैक्ट. सो पहला क्या है, कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड ह्यूमन हेल्थ एंड कंफर्ट. व्हाई? बिकॉज वी लर्नड इन द प्रीवियस स्लाइड की urban areas, right, they accumulate pollution dissipate नहीं हो पाता है because of blockage of wind and things like that, right? इस वजह से it would cause respiratory diseases. और ये अर्बन हीट आइलैंड की वजह से क्या होता है कि अर्बन हीट एरियाज आर मोर वार्मर एज कंपेयर टू रूरल एरियाज, सो देयर इज मोर हीट स्ट्रोक गर्मी के समय में, मोर हीट रिलेटेड mortality or deaths, right? So that is one of the impact. Now second thing is elevated emission of greenhouse gases and air pollutants, right? So how does this happen basically? So you will see that अगर कोई एरिया गर्म है, जैसे अर्बन एरियाज आर मोर वार्मर बिकॉज ऑफ दिस फेनोमेना, सो वी आर बाउंड टू यूज समथिंग टू रिड्यूस दैट वार्म, राइट? बिकॉज हम उस गर्मी में नहीं रह सकते, तो व्हाट वी डू, वी रन एयर कंडीशनर्स. नाउ व्हाट एयर कंडीशनर्स डू, दे यूटिलाइज मोर पावर. नाउ टू सप्लाई दैट पावर, more industry has to run, okay, more turbines have to run to generate more power. All of these kind of contribute to greenhouse gases, right? And we know that greenhouse gases additionally absorb more heat radiation. So it's a kind of a वो कहते हैं ना, it's a kind of a boomerang effect, okay? So जिस चीज को हटाने के लिए हम लोग एयर कंडीशनिंग यूज कर रहे हैं, that air conditioning is only generating more greenhouse gases, more pollution and things like that, जो हमें फिर उल्टा और इफेक्ट कर रहा है, okay? So it's a kind of thing like that. So elevated emission of greenhouse gases because of this warmer nature, and more air pollutants because air pollutants stay there because of a blockage of wind. So it is harmful to human health. Acid rain, because more pollution in urban areas lead to the acid rains, which is a specific topic that you already know. Greenhouse effect, we discussed that more carbon dioxide, more methane from urban areas because of this industry and all. What they eventually do, they actually absorb the solar radiation more efficiently, and as a result of which these areas become more warmer. Okay, so that's the greenhouse effect. And another thing is formation of smog, okay? So what smog is? Smog is smoke plus fog actually, which is a typical characteristic of urban areas where industries are there. And this formation of smog is also accelerated due to warm weather, okay? So if the weather is little bit warm, it becomes the formation of smog in presence of pollutants become more easy. So urban heat island contributes to that also because the area is more warmer. Now, the third point is increased level of ground-based ozone. Now, it is formed, ground-based ozone is formed when nitrous oxides and volatile organic compounds react in presence of sunlight and hot weather. Now, ये ग्राउंड बेस्ड ओजोन बहुत ही पॉल्यूटिंग वो है, गैस है. एंड ओजोन इज kind of like it's first of all a very polluting gas for you, and the secondly it is a greenhouse gas also, guys, on the other hand, okay? So ये गैस हमारे लिए सही नहीं है. Okay, now how this gas is formed? It is formed when these two compounds, nitrous oxides and volatile organic compounds, which are released by our cars, automobiles, automobiles, right? In presence of sunlight and hot weather. Now, important point to consider here is hot weather. Now, hot weather is because of urban heat island phenomena, right? So it actually leads to increase of ground-based ozone also. So that's also one of the impact of this phenomena. Now another impact is elevated water temperature. Now ये हम बहुत clearly समझ सकते हैं कि in urban areas since the environment is warmer, so obviously the associated water resources, like if there are some water resources like some overhead tank in your house and all, they are going to get more warmer, right? Because urban areas are more warmer, so the water from those sources when it reaches, the rivers or nearby ponds, okay, they can affect the aquatic life also, because aquatic life is very much sensitive to temperature, and when you put higher temperature water in those aquatic sources, then it affects the aquatic life adversely, and many fishes, turtles and all, they die because of that high temperature water. So that is also another impact of urban heat island. And lastly, increased energy consumption. This is very easy point to understand. Since क्या होता है कि since these urban areas are more warmer, so you are going to run more air conditioners, more fridges to reduce that heat from urban heat island phenomena. And what it causes is it increases the energy consumption. इस energy consumption से कई बार क्या होता है कि we are not able to meet the load at a specific point of time, the peak load at a specific point of time, और power cuts हो जाते हैं, which is another phenomena that happens in urban areas, right? हम लोग लोड शेडिंग कहते हैं उसको, पावर कट्स होते रहते हैं इन, एंड मोस्टली इन समर्स दे हैपन मोर, राइट? बिकॉज इट्स एन एलिवेटेड टेम्परेचर कंडीशन, एंड हम लोग हर कोई आदमी घर पे गाड़ी एसी चला रहा है, तो इस वजह से द सिस्टम इज नॉट एबल टू टेक द लोड एंड इट लीड्स टू आउटेजेस. And the urban heat island phenomena actually aggravates this problem because urban areas are more warmer than rural areas, so you need these appliances more as compared to if you would have stayed in a rural area, guys, right? So these are some of the impacts of urban heat island. And finally, like with every topic, we also need to know in UPSC that what are the ways to mitigate it. It's one of the favorite questions, right? Always in UPSC, that they first want to describe a problem, then how you can mitigate a problem. सो पहला चीज हम लोग आ जाते हैं व्हाइट रूफ्स. व्हाइट रूफ्स का मतलब क्या होता है, जो हम पहले पॉइंट में डिस्कस किए थे कि अगर कोई डार्क एरिया है वो ज्यादा हीट रेडिएशन एब्सॉर्ब करता है, तो अगर हम अपने घर के छतों को व्हाइट पेंट कर दे, सो इट मींस दैट हमारे घर सोलर रेडिएशन को ज्यादा रिफ्लेक्ट करेंगे इंस्टेड ऑफ एब्सॉर्बिंग, एज ए रिजल्ट ऑफ विच द एरिया कैन बिकम लिटिल बिट कूलर. So white roofs lead to high albedo, means high amount of radiation is reflected back, as a result of which it leads to little bit reduction of this urban heat island phenomena. जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है विच इज प्लांटिंग मोर ट्रीज. वाई? फर्स्ट थिंग इज दैट दे हैव हाई एल्बेडो, ट्रीज हैव मोर हाई एल्बेडो एज कंपेयर टू सराउंडिंग एरियाज लाइक डार्क surfaces like asphalt and all, ये तो है ही, but we also learned the process about evapotranspiration. So more trees means more evapotranspiration. इसलिए कहा जाता है आज की डेट में that we should plant more trees in these urban areas on it, okay, to actually reduce this urban heat phenomena. Now another point is green parking lots, guys. Okay, so green parking lots का मतलब क्या होता है, ये आपने शहरों में अपने जरूर देखा होगा. I am just putting up the pointer just to point it out to you. So you will see here, guys, that this is a example of green parking lot, जहाँ पे instead of having the total parking lot as a concrete, total concrete की जगह पे they have these blocks wherein they plant some vegetation there, like some grass or something. इससे क्या होता है, the concrete area becomes little bit less and more area is on vegetation, and we learned that vegetation has more albedo, as a result of which it keeps little bit cooler, and more vegetation also leads to more evapotranspiration, as a result of which also the area becomes little bit cooler. The same is the case with urban ग्रीन रूफ्स एज वेल. तो छत पे आप पौधे लगा दो, छत पे यू प्लांट ग्रासेस, सो दिस इज अनदर वे ऑफ रिड्यूसिंग और मिटिगेटिंग द अर्बन हीट आइलैंड फेनोमेना. एंड फाइनली इज द पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल मेथड्स. ओके, So if kind of reduce the pollution, okay, like by the simple example is if you drive less automobiles, if you run less industries, so obviously the heat generated from all these sources will be less, and it would actually reduce the urban heat island phenomena. So that is the significance of pollution control methods, guys. So I hope this slide is also clear to you guys. Now coming to a very small brief on what is urban oasis effect, oasis effect. Okay, so it's actually a reverse kind of an effect wherein urban areas are more cooler than the surrounding areas. So ये उल्टा है, urban heat island concept का एकदम उल्टा है. So इधर पे क्या होता है कि urban areas are more cooler, वो ज्यादा ठंडे होते हैं as compared to their surrounding गांव या surrounding rural areas. नाउ ये होता किन जगहों पे, इन टिपिकल डेजर्ट एनवायरनमेंट्स, ओके. क्योंकि डेजर्ट एनवायरनमेंट्स में तो मैं अगर आपको एक एग्जांपल दूं कि इन ए डेजर्ट एनीवेज वाटर इज नॉट देयर, नो प्लांट्स आर देयर, नो ट्रीज आर देयर, उनके बीच में इफ देयर इज अ सिटी, ओके, in between that desert, and in that city obviously when people will live there will be some water sources, there will be more trees, there will be more plants which are not there in desert, right. So as a result of which उधर पे ये evapore transpiration, because of higher albedo and things like that, what happens is that that area becomes cooler actually as compared to desert areas, because desert में we don't have any plant life, we don't have any water sources. But if an urban area is set between those desert areas, so obviously that urban areas people will have a requirement of water, plants, vegetation, right, which leads to more cooler temperature in that area as compared to the surrounding desert area. So that is urban oasis effect. So I just want you to keep that in mind also for the examination, guys. Now moving on, just I wanted to mention this question just to get your brain working now, whatever we have learned so far. So you can just write about what are the causes of formation of heat islands in urban habitat of the world. So now you know the causes, right? So some of the common causes are, you can refer to that slide, or you can just rewind the video and get back to that answer, and you can just write it in your own words, guys. So that would be a practice question for you. So I hope that we are clear on this topic, guys. Towards the end, I would just like you to spread the word again, subscribe to SIONA IAS Academy, because I'm going to publish more and more videos on this topic. And please press the bell icon, okay, for continuous updates on this channel. So I would be posting more videos like this, and would be learning and clearing the topics together. So thank you, guys, from me at this point of time, and I wish you again all the very best for your examination preparation. Be cool,